What's going on, everyone? So, welcome to the latest live stream. Once again, I'm joined with Sergey of SkynetGen and Marv Black, who that's his last name, but also his screen is black. We are once again pursuing our top 100 movies. This was a collective list that was 4 parts of a live stream where we came together collectively with our top 100. It was not easy. We're going alphabetically. So, this time around, you clicked on the video, so you know what we are doing: the Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. One of the longest titles probably in history. And this is a film that came out in 2007. Those of you that don't know, this is about Robert Ford, who has idolized Jesse James since childhood, and he tries very hard to join the gang of the Missouri Outlaw, but gradually becomes resentful of said bandit leader. This stars Casey Affleck as Robert Ford, Brad Pitt as, of course, Jesse James, and also stars a lot of supporting characters that weren't as big at the time, but now are much bigger, like Sam Rockwell, Jeremy Renner. This was like Hurt Locker. And this is a film directed also by Andrew Dominic. Some of you will know him from the controversial film Blonde, as well as what's the film about capitalism? It's driving me nuts now that I don't know it. It's with James Gandolfini. Let me just real quick check. Killing Them Softly, which I need to rewatch, really.
Okay.
But the first thing I want to say before we talk about our relationship with the film, the history and everything, I just want to say a funny story. I told Sergey this right before we started, before Marv came. So last night, Marv texted me saying, "Hey, I'm about to watch Assassination of Jesse James, about to go out, and I'm going to be blazing. I'm going to be watching this movie." And I was like, honestly, it's probably a good film for that. I get a message from Marv at like 2 a.m. and I'm like listening to it. And he's like, "Chad, I'm watching this sober and I'm not even finished yet. But this movie, I'm really not liking it. It's not bad, but I'm really not liking it." And me, 2 a.m., I'm just like, Marv, we all knew this was going to happen. My question, though, Marv, I want you to start it off. Did you like the rest of the movie, or did you still feel like you weren't vibing with it?
I like none of this. Actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. Actually, it just finished credits, so it's right here. I just cut it off. And I think that it's like I said, it's not a bad movie. It's a well-made movie. I mean, if you were to pay for this to get made and they brought this back and you was trying to make an awards play, I'd get it. So I'm not bashing it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It felt like, well, how long was it? 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yes. Yep.
2 hours 45. So I think that if they were at like probably like 2 hours, ideally for me personally, probably like 1 hour 45 minutes, this would have been a slap. But no, this is a slog for me, fellas.
He wants a girl with the dragon tattoo cut.
Please, no.
I mean, possibly,
please, no,
but Chad would never go for it. He didn't even go for the last one. But like I said, it's not bad. It's great. It's great acting. Everything that you guys love. Good cinematography.
Filmmaking.
But I said in the message, I said there's nothing wrong with it. Like from a technical standpoint, it's fine. It's competent.
What would you give out of 5? Because in my mind, I have a rating that I would come up with if I had that mindset. But I'm curious what.
So if I,
what's your Letterboxd rating going to be?
I'm trying to work through it. I'm trying to give my positives. Good acting, good performances across the board from everybody. Good cinematography. Good everything. I have nothing. There's nothing I would say was bad outright.
Good everything. You heard it, folks.
I'm thinking in my mind. I'm like, this sounds like a masterpiece.
Well, it doesn't, because I just said on the technical side of things. On the technical side of things, it's competent. It's fine. On the other side, it's just a matter of preference. And if you're not into this sort of thing, I guess you would call this an art house western. Is that what you would call it?
We'll just call it a western.
If you want to, sure, yeah. But I'm not going to. I'm calling it an art house western, and I wasn't into this at all. Oh yeah, the one thing I hated about I hated one thing creatively on the technical side, and that was the score. I hate the score.
Oh
I
my
hate
god.
I
That
hate it.
is like the complete opposite of what I think.
I think it's
hate
an
it.
incredible score.
I
Honestly.
know.
No, I hate it. That's the one thing that came to
Why?
mind when I thought about it. I hate it. It's
Why?
so boring and old. I just hate
What do you
it.
mean
I hate
old?
everything
It's a
about it.
Western.
the
It's
80s.
set. What time period is it set in? It's supposed to be old.
Yeah,
310
it's
to
like
Yuma had
86
a
to
good score.
80s.
310 to Yuma had a good score.
That was a
That's
more
actually what I thought
modern
about.
adventure film.
Yeah, and
But you love it.
that score
You
would not have
both
been
love it.
appropriate here.
You both love that movie, so we're not going to
I
try to
know.
shame that movie.
Yeah, but that
That was
score
actually
wouldn't work
310 to
here.
Yuma is a completely different movie. It's a completely different Western.
I'm not trying
It's
to
an adventure
compare
western.
I'm not comparing the movies. I'm just comparing the scores. I'm just comparing the scores, and that score was fine. True Grit.
Yeah, but that's
You
like if I
both like
compared the
True.
score of that's like if I compared the score of I don't know Oppenheimer with JFK. It's two completely different scores.
You probably could get the composer for JFK for Oppenheimer if you really wanted to. If you really wanted to, you could.
I love
But
John Williams, but no, it wouldn't have worked. It would have been so different.
it would have been different. That don't mean it would have been bad. It probably would have. They would have made
No,
it happen.
I love different, but I'm saying that if your
This
criticism
shouldn't
of the
have.
score is that it's old time, I think it's supposed to be.
This isn't supposed to
It's
have an
not.
adventurous score. It's like a
What is it? Go
tragic,
ahead,
like
Sergey.
Shakespearean tale. Like it's supposed to be sad.
Oh, hold
It's
on.
not going to have a
Hold
310
on.
score.
I see what the problem is. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Here I come. Hold on 1 second. All right, I had to
Problem is
connect to the
now Marv's
Wi-Fi.
going to
That's
want
why.
to do a cut with the score of 310 to Yuma over this movie.
Hold on. You got? Are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Unfortunately,
Hello? Oh, damn it. God damn it. Hello?
we hear you.
Well, no, on my end, it's like your faces are freezing and the audio is freezing because I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi. I had to connect to the Wi-Fi. But
They're hearing this blasphemy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I listen. I said it in the message last night. Listen, you guys will think what you want to think. I said it. It's
You
not a
didn't say
bad
that part.
movie.
I probably
It's
would
just
have
not.
immediately woken up even more. I would have been
I
like,
think
what is
you
this?
fell asleep
Yeah.
at that part.
Yeah, but I wasn't into this. If I had to give it a grade, I'm going through it now. Um, I want to be realistic. I don't want to just give out a wild number just for the sake of shock value. I want to be fair. Um,
No comment.
does my entertainment value does my entertainment value come into play when grading it?
I mean,
Does it
everyone's rating
usually?
system is different. Every movie is different. I mean, like I just did a binge of Michael Haneke's films, and I wouldn't exactly say his films are entertaining. I'm judging them more so on like the filmmaking and how they made me feel. But
Well,
filmmaking is the most
so
important aspect.
all right. So that's your most important aspect. For me, it's story and character. I didn't care about anybody in this movie, so I felt nothing for nobody. No, I felt not 1 ounce of sympathy or anything for nobody. I cared about nobody on the screen. Everybody could have died in the atomic bomb, and I would have not cared. So if we're talking about that, I felt nothing. I felt nothing the entire time I watched it. So from your logic, not mine, from your logic, that is a zero. But I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go that far. I will just say I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a safe 5. No,
Out of
no, no,
five,
no. That's
you
too
heard him
high.
here first.
I'm I'm going to go with a 4 out of 10.
So
A
two
4
out
out
of
of
five.
10. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Maybe watching this at 2 a.m. wasn't a great idea.
Actually, I watched the second half when I got home from work. So that's a little bit different. You see what I'm saying? It's fresh in my mind and everything.
Oh, I mean, it's not surprising, but oh man. Also, by my logic, I said the filmmaking is most important. So you gave all those positives of the
No,
filmmaking.
I said no. By that is your thing. The most important thing to you with any movie is the filmmaking. And then I said the most important thing to me is story and character. And from that point, I did not care about a single soul in this movie. I felt nothing because I felt nothing for nobody in it. Not a soul. I didn't care,
Well,
was not interested about anybody in the picture. Nobody.
well, no offense, but I mean, as a viewer, you kind of have to try. It's if you're just watching it to watch it, like you gotta put an effort. It's
What are you
not your
talking about, Chad?
I'm saying when you're watching, especially a film like this, it's not a beginning, middle, ending like other westerns where it's this is the good guy. It's intentionally morally ambiguous. Like Jesse James is someone that's such a beloved figure, and that's one of the things that it's critiquing. Where it's like this is just a normal dude, and in some ways, this is like the original pop musician, if you will. How pop musicians oftentimes get hampered with a lot of fans and everything, and that just turns out they're just normal people that just so happen to be famous. Well, it's kind of like Jesse James. Robert Ford's so enamored with him that he doesn't like the fact that he actually is just this normal guy that's very flawed. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm all about show don't tell, but that's one of the reasons why I love the narration, because the narration discussed all the flaws of Robert Ford.
May I cut in, please? May I cut in? May I cut in, please?
Now,
I hated the narration. That's the second thing I hated. I might dock it another point. I might go 2.75 out of 10. I'm glad you reminded me. I actually
Marv is sounding like me, except there wasn't any Southern narration here.
So the movie just went off. I really just forgot that all about the narration, right? But when you brought it up, I just remember I hated it. I was like, why is this here? This sucks, right?
Because it feels like a storybook. It feels like you're opening a history book. And for 2 hours,
oh,
what are you talking about? There's so many details with it.
This sounds like something I was watching on the History Channel. Stop it.
That's a good thing.
It proves my point. Like the History Channel is history, is it not? That's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Anyways,
hold on. Actually, no. Before you keep going, I want to add something. So, I get that it's supposed to be morally ambiguous. I'm not saying it's supposed to be a shoot 'em up like Long Kiss Goodnight or 310 to Yuma, True Grit. I get it's not supposed to be like those movies. It's more supposed to be like a reflective drama about idealizing somebody. Robert Ford, he's made fun of by his brothers and Jesse. Without spoiling anything, obviously, I don't want to get into spoilers, but he is the brunt of the joke, but he idolizes Jesse, and that's what the movie is about, and among other things, without spoiling anything. But I got all of that. My whole point was that if you cut out probably about a good 45 minutes, we are in business. But it's just a long, drawn out backdoor. That's all the movie was. A movie about how somebody, infamous got backdoored by a nobody. That's it. But it takes 3 hours to do that, and that's retarded. But go ahead now.
You're missing so much details, Marv. It's not just about that. It's similar to what we would see decades later with Killers of Flower Moon, where there's so much history that gets forgotten that for 2 hours and 40 minutes we're focused on Robert Ford, and by the end, the narrator even says it, what we all know. Nobody really knows who Robert Ford is. People don't.
And nobody cares.
But that's the point, is that this film went into a lot of detail going over this guy's life and everything, and how he was.
And I still don't care.
But
you care about Robert Ford?
Let me finish. People are so enamored with Infamous. People don't care about necessarily the people that are just your everyday folks. They care about the ones that are doing crimes and everything. There's so many. John Dillinger, that's another individual of American history where it's like he is so infamous. The person that killed him, nobody really talks about him. And that's what this film brings to light. I like Public Enemies, not as much Assassination of Jesse James, of course, but I think that's kind of like I think what you're doing is it's like a surface level reading, in my opinion. I think you got to dig deeper under this film. That's what this film is trying to pull from you as a viewer. Also, there's a couple comments. Ace Blatt says, "What's good?" Ace, good to hear from you, man. Hope you're doing well. We have one comment. New one. Marvelous says, "Couldn't disagree with Marv more, but it's more definitely not a Marv real quick. Couldn't disagree with Marv more, but it's most definitely not a movie for everyone, especially if you aren't into slow burns and flawed characters." Yeah, and that's one of the big things about. I agree with you. And he also says it's also about celebrity culture and how we want to be famous and infamous, which I also agree. We see how a lot of times it's two sides of the same coin. I mean, think about it. At the very end, the lead character Robert Ford is trying to continue that status, and he's not able to. I mean, it's what ultimately was his downfall. So I don't know, Marv. I think I know you're not going to, or maybe this will be a Tenet situation where you rewatch it multiple times. I don't
No, it
think
will not be. I don't have no desire to ever watch this ever again. Actually, in fact, I'll say this is probably the worst movie on the list so far. I think 2001 is better than this. Facts. And I don't even like 2001. I'll give you this. This is way better than A Clockwork Orange. I'll give you that. Besides that, yeah.
Let's save this quote for Friday Night Lights.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't expect you to like it. Well, that's you saw it, didn't you? You saw it.
I haven't seen it.
It's okay. It's
Oh,
solid.
you did see it. Okay.
What
But you didn't see it.
I know because there were a couple of comments. Sergey, what are your thoughts on the Assassination of Jesse James by the
Well,
camera Ford?
I definitely liked it. Of course, it's probably in my top 5 best westerns of all time. Probably because it's so different from any other western, because it's not trying to glorify the West, and it's giving us this perspective of a man that's been kind of portrayed in cinema in history as this kind of this cool outlaw, robbing trains and stealing money. And this is more of a personal look into his life and trying to figure out who he was as a real person. And it's Robert Ford realizing that the man he idolized wasn't the man he thought he was. And I think that's what makes the two people so interesting, because you kind of get to see the side you never really saw with those two characters in history. I think it's probably one of the most gorgeous looking westerns. It almost feels like a Terrence Malick film, I'd say. I do really
yes,
like
it does.
the score. I feel like it fits the imagery, which is very like dreamlike. And by dreamlike, it's also like it feels like you're stepping back in time. It's like a snapshot of the past. And then time is like this big theme in the movie as on its own. I think the score really also helps because at the end of the movie it really kicks in. It really pulls you emotionally, and with the ending, it's like kind of it lingers with you a little bit. So
Yeah.
I mean, I remember really liking it the first time I saw it. I think pacing was a bit of an issue, but because I was so invested in this story, in these morally gray characters, I found them fascinating. I wasn't rooting for anybody, but I found them interesting. And unlike any other Western, there is no good guy, there is no bad guy, and that's what made it so kind of refreshing, because we don't get a whole ton of these kind of movies.
Yeah,
So,
it's usually the westerns that are I almost want to say anti-westerns, but it's the ones that they're peeling back the layers of the West, the things that are glorified, and putting it under a microscope and saying like, hey, here's the reality of how things were back then. I also just want to say this because I think you hit the nail right on the head. It does feel like a very Terrence Malick-esque film, especially the emphasis on nature. But
well, now that Marv said narration, even more so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The narration too. I also just want to say this. I think that scene where the train is coming in and you see Brad Pitt, like you just see him and the silhouette, like that is one of the most jaw dropping scenes so far in the 21st century. Like every time, I'm just like, that is amazing, and it's awesome because Roger Deakins himself, the cinematographer, he said.
Yeah.
That's one of my finest moments. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, let's just take a moment and congratulate Roger Deakins for having an amazing 2007 year, doing 3 Westerns with some amazing cinematography.
What was the third one?
It was There Will Be Blood, right?
No. That was Robert Elswit.
Okay, never mind. Well, No Country for Old Men, at least.
Yes. And that's the thing. No Country for Old Men has great cinematography, like fantastic cinematography. And then Assassination of Jesse James also does, but holy cow. I mean, that was a great year for Westerns. And I think, ironically enough, I think all 4 of those Westerns are on our list.
Yeah.
Which is fitting because I feel like that was such a big year for Westerns, even though of the 4, I think Assassination of Jesse James, it didn't resonate as much with audiences. And then I think 310 Yuma was followed behind, and I think the big one was No Country for Old Men, and then right behind it was There Will Be Blood, if I'm not mistaken.
How very fitting for this film to be forgotten.
Well, it's just like how I was saying, like Killers of the Flower Moon, the film that is very important, and it's all about history being forgotten. It's the one that Apple refuses to give a physical media release and is burning under all its other content. So
You know
it's a
why?
shame.
Because nobody's gonna watch a 3.5 hour drama, dude.
What?
That's what
I am.
that's what
I
I've seen
wouldn't.
it twice.
that's it's what happened. It's what happened. It happened.
I was considering
It came
buying an
out, it
import of
came-
this on Blu-ray.
I would own
It
it.
came and went because nobody wants to watch it. I'm not saying it's a
I
bad
want to
movie.
watch it.
It's
What are you
3.5
talking
hours.
about?
It's
Marv, I
3.5
think you're in the
hours.
minority. I think you're in the minority. Like that film, a lot of people want to watch, but they don't really have the opportunity unless they spend. How much money is it for Apple TV? Most people don't want to have another streaming service. I don't blame them. One of the reasons why I'm an
I
advocate
think
for
if you sold the movie, to explain what the movie was kind of about and didn't tell people the runtime, they'd watch it.
Oh yeah, I mean, and
I
how many
think so
people?
too. That's my point. That is my point.
Well, you're just being intimidated by the runtime, which
When
I
no-
sometimes do as well. But then I realize, you know what? I didn't really feel that.
And also, how many times do people
Sergey.
binge watch a bunch of episodes of a TV show?
I hear you, but when you walk up about to watch something, you about to press play, you see, hold up, 200 minutes. You're like, what?
All right, everybody, turn around. Don't look at the runtime. I'm going to press the play button.
200 minutes. Actually, I'm wrong. Isn't it like 220? Isn't it 220?
I think it's 3 hours and 49 minutes. Oh no.
Wait
That's
a minute.
on time in America.
Marv, didn't you say you liked Cleopatra? Isn't that a 4-hour movie?
And you feel
I
every
do.
single minute.
I do like Cleopatra. However, I know that not a lot of people watch it.
Yeah, good luck, Sergey, with Cleopatra. Just good luck.
Why don't you like Cleopatra?
Why don't I
watched
like it? I'll say
don't
the
you
same
like it?
reasons why. I'll say the same reasons why you don't like this movie.
Go ahead.
Same ones. I think the characters aren't developed that much. It does have a lot of pacing issues. There are a lot of elements of the story that just aren't fully realized from what I recall. I would honestly have to look at my review. I think I saw it like a year or so ago, but I remember finishing it and I was like, all right, I need to watch another epic. So I think I watched Ben-Hur, which I liked much better.
This is
Already
what, a 60s
watched.
film or 50s?
And you do like a Lawrence of Arabia, right?
Oh yeah, I love Lawrence Arabia.
Okay. And you the what is it called? The 10 Temptations of Christ. You like that too?
Oh, The Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I love that one, and that's almost 3 hours, I believe. Yeah, I'm not. Keep in mind, I'm not intimidated by long movies. I grew up watching films that were really really old and really really long. So like my attention span was never something that I had an issue with growing up, which works out because now that I'm older and like Sergey and I were watching a lot of like international films from like 80 years ago. I'm not like when I look at the year and everything, I just say, okay, just have the mindset that it's going to be like slower pace, but it's no big deal. I don't have an issue putting it on.
We're talking about what, the 60s Cleopatra?
Yeah. I saw
That's 5 hours.
It's 4. I
Is
think it's
it?
4 hours and 2.
5 hours and 20 minutes.
Wait, let me see this.
The
Unless
cut
there's
I
different
saw.
Oh,
The cut
4
I
hours.
saw.
4 hours and 11 minutes is what I'm showing.
The cut I
Okay.
saw on HBO Max was 4 hours and 2.
Oh. Yeah, this. Oh, I see. The directing, storytelling, dialogue, romance, narration, pacing are they were very bland. And there just wasn't I remember there not being a lot of visual storytelling. There was one scene that was like really surreal, and that scene I thought was awesome. I wanted more of that, but it was.
Marv, you liked Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a 3-hour movie?
That movie's a masterpiece. It's different.
3 hours.
It's a masterpiece. This movie is not Oppenheimer. I don't care what y'all say.
I actually like it better than Oppenheimer.
Get off.
I
the
love
call.
both. I think they're both incredible films. They're both 5 out of 5s for me. Like I know
you both can get off the call right now. What has happened to you?
they're both 5 out of 5-star films in my opinion. They're different.
Oppenheimer won
Marv, I
7
hope you
Academy
didn't.
Awards.
I hope you weren't invited for Magnolia because that's also a 3-hour movie.
I've heard.
No, I didn't invite Marv. It's a Friday night. I'm excited.
Well,
I'm excited, but also like showing it to you and a couple other people, and the other people they've seen it before, so they know what to expect. You're a wild card there. I'm like, because PTA, you've seen his stuff like post Punch Drunk Love, but you haven't seen his stuff pre Punch Drunk Love. It's a lot different. So I'm like, all right, let's see if he's gonna vibe with this, because Magnolia will also give me an idea on if you'll like one battle after another because of the pacing. Like Magnolia starts right off and it's like a bullet. It's really fast.
hold up. I have to ask you a question. Since I didn't like this movie, do you think that I'll like one battle after another?
They're two completely different films.
So it's nothing like this.
No. One battle after another
Thank you.
legit starts off like it starts off very fast paced. Like, and I honest to God was like, is this going to be able to be maintained? And somehow it, for me, it was. I was like, oh wow, like that was pretty amazing.
Do you know why I'm excited to watch it now?
I don't.
Prove him wrong.
What did you say?
Prove him wrong.
No. I'm excited to watch it because I've seen how you've been fighting for it online, and it's kind of funny, but it's admirable because it was genuine in the sense that you were just fighting because you just wanted people to know how good it was. But then you brought to my attention all the malarkey that you had to deal with while defending it or trying to spread the awareness about it. And I'm like, dang, he really loves this movie.
I also just hate ignorance. You know that I hate ignorance.
I feel like you would respond to that like that to any movie that gets reviewed.
Yeah, but these movies,
I reviewed
films
early, and the only comments that were even close were when I reviewed Samson years ago, and those were ignorant comments, but they weren't racist. I mean, some of the comments I deleted because I'm like, yeah, I can't even entertain this. But some of the ones I showed you guys, I'm like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, why? Like, you guys haven't even seen the movie, and this is what you guys are focusing on, like people's appearances. I'm like, really? This is where America has gone. Like, we're talking about people's appearances instead of the actual story, and assuming based on a trailer. I'm just like, this is malarkey. Yeah. So that's why I was happy when I saw Rotten Tomatoes today when the embargo lifted, and I was like, okay, I'm glad I wasn't tripping. Like everyone is loving it. I'm like, okay, awesome. Even your girl Grace gave it up. I read her little thing.
I actually just watched her review, and from what I can tell from her review and from what I saw from ticket sales on AMC, remember when I said it's going to be a hit? I don't think so anymore. I think it could really open up to like 25, and I could think it could really like get like a B+ on the score and leg it out to 100 mil. How does that sound?
Fingers crossed. I mean, with the budget it has. I mean, I'll put it to you this way. What's nice about the film is, and you're not going to like this, but when you're watching the film, everything is like on location. There really, from what I saw, there really wasn't any green screen effects. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but everything seems like it was in camera, even like the explosions. I thought it was really cool. I'm like, wow, like, so this is what happens when a director like PTA or Nolan gets big budget, does an action film.
So I wanted to ask you. So you are for sure going down to the shore that Saturday, right? That it comes out.
No, I have a wedding.
Oh, so you're going. So you're like locked in that Saturday, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan's birthday. Ryan's going to New York that Saturday, so I had to tell him like I've had this wedding planned for
whose wedding
months.
is it?
It's it's one of Nicolette's friends.
Okay, I thought it was Kevin's wedding. I'll let to tell Kevin.
Oh no, that's probably not for another couple of years, I would say. But no. Yeah, so
we'll get the message like 6 months after.
Well, I'm the best man with that, so you already know I'll be ahead of him. I'm gonna lock him into that way he doesn't leave the suite.
Congratulations.
By the way, we have a bunch of comments. Let me go to that. But I will say, Marv, I do hope that you're right that it does leg out to 100 million because it's a film geared towards adult audiences, and yeah, I mean, I feel like now more than ever we kind of need that. All right, let's see some of the comments. So we have Ace Blitz first. 15 minutes ago, he says, "Did you see what I sent to you on Instagram?" I did not. I haven't clicked really on any of the. I think Sergey sent me something. I think Marv sent me something. So today's been honestly really, really hectic for me. But I remember a little bit. You told me about Hannibal season 4, but I did do a little bit of research with that, and it's not going to happen anytime soon because the rights for it are still in limbo because of the death of the one producer. So it won't happen anytime soon. But if it does, I'll watch it. But I'm not too excited for it just because it's been so long. So I don't even know after that finale. I don't even know what you can do, but we'll see. Andrew's in the chat. He says, "Hey all, what's up? Commuting to work, so don't really have time to your arm, but peeking in to say hi." Andrew, good to hear from you, man. Hope work goes well. I know you're in. I think it's Vietnam now, so I know the time zone's a little bit different. So I hope it goes well. Looks like Andrew is with Marv. This is a first. Also, I'm with Marv on this movie. Big snoozer, LOL. Andrew, you hack fraud. He says, same as The Godfather and any Terrence Malick movie, best screensaver films. You know,
Yep.
I thought I liked you, Andrew. Even Sergey doesn't like. Even Sergey, he doesn't like gangster films. It's like, you know something, Godfather, it's pretty great.
Yeah. Public Enemies I enjoyed too. That's a gangster film.
It's a good point. Public Enemies I think is a lot of fun. But I'm also a sucker like Tommy gun. That's probably my favorite gun. So if there's a gangster film and someone brings out a Tommy gun, I'm like, all right, you got to try hard for me not to like it. Live by Night.
Live by Night. Yeah.
I still need to see that. That's probably the only Ben Affleck directed film I haven't seen.
Yeah, I think
by Night is better than this movie.
Oh.
I don't know about that. I highly doubt
it. I bet the house on that.
I can't really back it up. I just love
it. Andrew, I still vibe with Godfather 2 New World, though. I don't think New World's on our list, unfortunately, but Godfather Part 2 is. And that's going to be a fun one to talk about because I haven't shown Sergey Godfather. I actually remember years ago when I saw Godfather in Dolby with Marv. I remember, Sergey, you were supposed to come, but I remember something came up. But I remember I was going to have a movie night for Godfather Part 2, and I never did.
It's funny because I always watch the first one, and then so much time passes, and I'm like, let me watch the first one, and again, time passes, and I'm like, I can't get past the first movie.
Yeah. No, I get that. That was the case for years with me. But now every time I watch, I'm like, all right, let me watch Part 2 because I know with Part 2 what to expect. It's a long film, but it is very rewarding, and there's going to be a lot for me to discuss because for you two, it will be a new film that will be in your guys' life. But for me, that's a film that's been in my life since like 2014, like when I was, really, really, really getting into movies. I still remember watching that. I had to break it up into 2 parts because I was watching on a cracked iPod, and I was just like, this is such a great film. And I to this day still believe that. Also, Bootsilla's in the chat. He says, hello, fellas. Not steal Jesse James' thunder, but I forgot to mention last week when discussing Apocalypse Now. Have you seen Heart's Darkness? Also, the Playboy scene will always be one of my favorites. I've seen Heart of Darkness. I don't think you two have seen Heart of Darkness, right?
No.
It's a good documentary, though. Marv, have you seen it?
Mm.
It's about the making of Apocalypse Now and how it was very tumultuous. But yeah, I love Apocalypse Now. Ace Paulette says, yeah, that's what I sent you. I'll have to check it out. Ace Paulette's Godfather is amazing. Agreed. I can't wait to talk about that. Angela, haven't seen Godfather 3 though. Might want to keep it that way, unless you're like myself and trying to watch all the Best Picture nominees. It's a regurgitation of all the themes that Part 2 tackled. But I know the historical context. The historical context was that Francis Ford Coppola, he's always had a lot of financial issues. So he, in order to make the films that he wanted, the studio was like, hey, in order for that to be a thing, in order for you to get your wish and make Jack, in order to make Jack, you gotta make Godfather Part 3 because we know it's gonna be a hit. So he made Godfather Part 3, and I forget what actress it was that backed out of Godfather Part 3 last minute, but he had to switch gears, and he chose his daughter, which was Sofia Coppola. And we'll just put it this way: she's a much better director than actress. So a lot of people.
Beautiful. She's beautiful though, and that was all right.
Maybe you'll like Part 3 a lot, then, Marv. Maybe you'll say it's the best in a trilogy.
I just know the one quote from it, and that's it.
I think I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5, but I don't know if I'll ever rewatch it. I just think that final scene of Part 2, I think, is so perfect. It's not only just a callback to the first one, but it's also works on its own and really hits home the themes in such a way that I think is very engrossing. But I'm curious. I think, Sergey, I think you might like it because it isn't as much a gangster film as it is more of like a family drama, like a sprawling epic. So I think you will appreciate it. Marv, you're a coin toss, man. For all I know, you'll say Robert De Niro is terrible in it and they should have cast someone else. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I've
Did
seen
Marv say
parts of
the
that.
editing was terrible in this movie?
He said the editing was terrible in Godfather.
I
think
didn't say it was
said
terrible. I said it was choppy, which I stand by.
Which means it's terrible.
I almost had an aneurysm in the parking lot. Actually, no, we were walking out of the movie, and he told me that. I literally stopped in my tracks, and I was like, "What?"
All right,
I think I was going to keep myself up just from like how bored I was. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Marv, you know they teach that in film classes, like editing. That's one of the.
I really can't.
It's great. Like the transitions, the flow. I mean, anyways, we'll circle back around Assassination, Jesse James. One thing I didn't do with the other films, I think we should do. Favorite scene in the movie. Marv, we'll let you. Actually, no, you started first. Sergey, you start first. What's your favorite scene in this movie?
I mean, I really like the ending where he's staring at the the mirror, and it's kind of an ambiguous moment where you're like, does he really know? Is he accepting death? Or...
That is a great scene. It's a good choice. What about you, Marv?
I don't have a favorite scene. I will say
at least say the end credits or something. Give me something, Marv.
I was about to. Jesus, I was going to say the train scene. The train scene, I actually had some hope, and it did not deliver. But I was very intrigued about what was happening at that point in the runtime, and after that, it all went to hell. But
I just also want to make it known for those of you that haven't seen this movie. The movie right away lets you know that the lead character isn't likable. Like Sam Shepard's character literally says to him, like, "I don't like you. Like you skeeve me out. Like you're creepy and everything." So it's like it's established early on that this isn't exactly someone that you're supposed to be enamored with. Like, oh, I love him. Like I want to be Robert Ford. It's someone that is flawed. It's someone that is misunderstood in some ways. Just saying.
It also tells you everything that's going to happen in the movie in that title.
Yes. That is also true. Which also props to the studio, like going all out with that title. Like I gotta say, I wonder what they were thinking because it's like that's a long title. Like imagine the press junkets. Which is how was it making the Assassination of Jesse James by the cow Robert Ford? It's like you gotta speed through it, but it's great. I love it.
It shows you that it's not focused on who killed him, or or how. More so the how it happened.
Yes, the events leading up to it, and I personally thought they did a good job developing the characters. It felt like you were a fly on the wall. You're just following along with these characters as they're going about their journey. And I mean, from the costume design, the weapon choices, the cinematography did also a great job of like the landscape, the vistas, and you never once feel as if you're, on modern 2007, or I think they filmed in 2006 soil. You feel as if you're in the late 1800s. That's
I
pretty awesome.
I have a quick question, right? You ready?
Oh boy, I'm ready. I think. I think.
So I had looked into Jesse James, and I looked that it's a Western. He's a Western, I guess, icon, but he's
Yeah.
from the South. He's from the South, right? I guess Kansas City is like, I guess, I don't know if that's Midwest, but he's from the
Yeah, it
South. He
is.
came up, so he was like somewhat into the Civil War, and he was with the Bushwhackers,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? So, would you guys have loved to see? And I know the answer to this question. Would you guys have loved to see a movie in which, wait for it, a Django sequel with Jesse James as the villain? Are we
Oh.
here for this?
See, that's
Are
what
we
this
here
movie isn't.
for
It's
this?
not a glorification of Jesse James, which is what you're pitching.
I know. I'm pitching the opposite of whatever this is. Okay, listen.
I
I
mean, I
think
might
that if you
enjoy
gave
it if it's filmed well, but I don't think it's gonna
it's going
touch
to be
this one.
Tarantino, right? Jamie Foxx versus
I,
Brad
I,
Pitt
I
as
want
Jesse
to be on
James.
the record, and I want to be on the record and say I'm pretty sure Tarantino loves this movie. I think he said it's one of the
He
best
probably
films of
does.
the century.
He
So
probably
I
does.
think
But I think
if he were to get a script, or if he were to make a script, it would be a little bit of revision of history, of course. But I think he himself knows that this is I would say, definitive version of Jesse James. I mean, I just to give you some perspective, how I first heard about this film was at my local library, of course. I kept seeing the DVD, and I'm like, that is a long title. And I remember just seeing the poster.
I think I had a similar experience to that.
Really? That's ballsy. Like, that's such a long title. And I just remember seeing the back, and I'm like, this seems interesting.
mm,
And as I got older, I was like, all right, let me check it out. I grew up watching movies that kind of glamorized Jesse James. Like, I grew up watching Roy Rogers, and I think there were a couple movies of his that he played Jesse James. And of course, it was like, oh, I'm so cool and everything. I'm so amazing. And to see a rendition where it was like, hey, he's this human dude. He has his issues just like we all do. He is not perfect. He isn't the best father.
Yeah.
These are all aspects that I feel like you don't see too often, but I think that in humanizing the character, I thought it made for a more engaging experience and a more realistic one at that.
Yeah. There's the Long Riders? That's a Jesse James film. That kind of glamorizes him a bit.
have you ever
Or,
heard of Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice? I present to you Django v Jesse, Dawn of the New
This
Frontier.
ain't a
Let's get it.
superhero movie.
I love it.
I,
Dawn of
I,
the New Frontier.
who do you want to direct it? Do you want Zack Snyder to direct a Jesse James Django spinoff?
No, I want Tarantino to do it.
It'll be a
Think
4-hour
about it.
cut.
I would watch that. I would watch that. A 4-hour Tarantino movie would be awesome.
See, but this is why, Marv, I'm glad this is why we're doing the list, because there were going to be a lot of films that my whole goal is by the end of this 100 film journey, you will have more of an appreciation for the filmmaking first. By
Well,
the end.
but I take issue with that because you're not including story and character. That's important.
Story and
I'm including
character.
story and character.
I
And for
wasn't
the
talking
record,
to you. I'm talking to
filmmaking,
him. He's not
filmmaking.
he's not including that, Sergey. He's
No,
not.
I am. Because you want to know why those two aspects are important because of the filmmaking. The filmmaking is what sell those two things. So if the filmmaking is saying, "Hey, these are morally ambiguous characters. This is a story that's very meditative. It's slow burn and everything." If those are aspects that the filmmaking is clearly going for, you judge it based on that, not what you want. If you want to shoot 'em up Django movie, well, I mean, of course you're going to be disappointed by the characters and story because you're going and wanting that, and you're being served something differently. I always tell Sergey this. It's like going to McDonald's and saying, you know something, I want a dairy-free, vegan, corn-free, peanut-free thing. You got that? Not a salad. I want like a chicken sandwich, and I'm also wanting no bun. It's like the equivalent of going to that. It's like, well, of course you're gonna be disappointed. You're going in to a place that's not going to serve you that. This movie's serving up a meditative film. You want a shoot 'em up action film. So it's like, of course, the film's not going to live up to those expectations.
I don't want a shoot 'em up action film.
That's what Django Unchained is.
I was just joking. Here's the thing, right? What's the difference between this movie and Hostiles?
This is a much better movie than Hostile.
Yeah.
I argue that's kept. But what is the one thing? Just give me the one
Hostiles, I didn't care about the characters that much. Like they were kind of borderline interesting, but not to hold me for that runtime.
You want what the one thing that separates Hostiles from this movie?
There are a lot of women.
No. Hostiles is an hour shorter.
It really wasn't. I think it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It really wasn't that much shorter.
You can Google it.
I think it's actually 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm Googling it right now. I'm calling cap on that, as you would say. Yeah, it's 2 hours and 14 minutes. It's only 26 minutes less. It's really not that long when you think about it.
Or a half hour shorter. That's all the difference in the world.
I think the pacing was way worse in that movie.
Cap.
I mean,
I can watch Hostiles back to back right now.
No.
Gosh. I can watch it.
I think I'm good with never watching that movie again.
I've seen it.
I only saw it once. The thing is also, that film is more of a, nothing wrong with this. That film is more of like a traditional Western. Scott Cooper is a competent, solid director.
Stop it. Oh, dude, don't do that. Scott
I actually quite like the pale blue eye, which I know Chad didn't like from that.
You want to talk about Casey Affleck? Out of the Furnace is his best role. Scott Cooper did that.
That is not his best role. I would say Manchester by the Sea is probably his best.
That's the easy answer because that's the one that was nominated and all that stuff.
This movie
is underappreciated. Casey does a great job in this.
I would say Casey Affleck.
He did get nominated for the role.
Well deserved. Well deserved too, I would say. He didn't have a chance at winning though because there was another Western, No Country for Old Men. Of course, you have Javier Bardem winning. I mean, he was fantastic. There wasn't a chance that Casey Affleck was going to win.
Well, he won eventually anyway. So
yes, he did. It all worked out.
And then immediately took a role as a ghost right after that.
The love that you guys have for this movie, you should have for Hostiles. Facts.
I thought Hostiles was a solid film. I haven't revisited it since. I remember
it's a bleaker Western, I guess.
I think that the same things that you guys are praising this movie for, you could praise Hostiles. I don't know what's the difference.
Cinematography is not as good. It's solid, but nowhere near as standout. I don't remember the score at all in that film.
Are you kidding me?
It was probably done by Mark.
It's Max Richter. Max Richter did the score. He did the score for Ad Astra as well. His scores are top notch. He is fantastic.
Let me check this out. I'm looking right now on IMDb. Where is the score? Here's the music.
I haven't seen this in over 5 years, so I haven't ranked it on Letterboxd.
I haven't seen it
since theaters.
Yeah, for me, it's been over 7 years.
Yeah, that's same. I remember the performances were good, but nothing about that story stood out to me.
That story was way better
than this because the cast is stacked.
No, it's great performances, great cinematography in that movie. That's a movie that should belong. It should be an IMAX. That movie, okay. It's just fantastic. It's a great story. It's reflective. It's meditative, like you guys like. I don't know what's different. I don't know why you downplay that one and you lift this one up when they're the same movie. One's just wisely shorter.
One feels like it's going through the motions. No offense. The other feels as if it's a capsule from a time long, long ago. A film like Assassination of Jesse James would not be made today. It just wouldn't. A film like Hostiles, that could still be made. You can sell it as like a cowboy and Indian film, and people will possibly see it. I mean, I think if I recall correctly, Hostiles, it didn't do terribly at the box office. I think it did decent.
It was it was meh. It was meh. I remember I saw it opening day, and I was because I worked at the Springfield AMC at the time, and it came out. And I've told you guys that I like modern westerns. I don't know if I've told you guys that, but I saw it and I was like, it came out the same day as I believe. I believe it came out the same day as 12 Strong, the military movie with Chris Hemsworth. I believe. I could be wrong. And
Yeah.
I saw them the same day, and that was a great double feature. I started with Hostiles. Nobody was in the theater, so I don't think it was too much. It didn't really do too much business. But I remember being captivated by the realism, the direction. The opening scene, without spoiling anything, is so harrowing because you have the mom, and her children getting attacked, and it's no score, I don't believe, in that's present, but you're just with the family, and it's gut wrenching to see, Rosamund Pike and her, I guess, her daughters and the baby go through that situation. It was fantastic. It truly just immersed me right there with the characters, and it was
There's so
fast
many.
paced.
There's so many westerns that open with family members dying. I
But
think
it's
what
all
was it?
about
Once
the
Upon a Time in the
execution.
West
It's
had a
about
death
the
like that in the
execution.
beginning.
It's about the
Oh,
execution.
that's amazing. Sergey, you bring up a good point. That's what's going to happen when I show Marv Once Upon a Time in the West. He's going to be like,
I better get the same
Hostiles did it
reaction.
better. And I'm going to be like, no.
Exactly.
I'm going to be
It's
like,
about the
no.
execution. It's about the execution. It's raw. It's raw direction.
There's
Okay,
so many westerns that either kill off someone or someone's getting raped in the beginning.
it's
It's
not just about what's happening. For example, there's a quote that I like to run. I've told it to Chad before. He doesn't like it too much,
Oh,
and
boy.
it's a bit pretty much that everything's pretty much been done. We've seen everything, right? It's just a matter of how the director is giving it to us. In Hostiles, Cooper gives it to us raw. It's almost like I feel like the way you guys described this movie, you are actually talking about Hostiles. I feel like
nope.
that's the capsule. I feel
No.
like I feel like the movie that you guys are praising is more like a something that your teacher would have you watch in eighth grade that she saw back when she was in school, some type of thing like that. Hostiles is really the cream of the crop. We should be giving Hostiles some more respect.
Hostiles is every solid western that comes out every year.
And that's just it. It's solid.
Solid.
It's perfectly fine. In the moment, I thought it was solid, but I haven't revisited it
Could
because
probably tell you a solid western that came out this year that's probably on the same level. Every year, there's always one decent
But you're
western.
also
it,
dismissing the grief that the characters are dealing with in the whole story, like
I feel like
how
Marv, that's what you're doing with this movie, though, Assassination of Jesse James.
I
Because
didn't
those
feel
characters
any grief. I didn't feel anything. I told you that.
exactly, that's my point. We're not dismissing the grief of the characters of Hostile. We're just saying that you're dismissing the more I think that's just it. The characters in Hostiles, they're very black and white. The
No, they're
characters in
not.
Assassination,
They're not. They're not black and white.
they
That's
are,
what I'm
from
trying
what
to
I
tell you.
recall.
No, they're not. Christian Bale is a great character. He's I guess you wouldn't, not a cop. What are they called? A cavalryman. What are they called back in the day, Chad? A ranger.
Yeah,
What are they
they
called?
were cavalrymen.
Okay, so he's
I think
he's
he was ex Union, right? If I'm not mistaken.
yeah. So he's a world weary cavalryman. Okay, he's depressed. He wants to kill himself. He hates everybody. He hates Indians, and then he's forced to go on that journey with the chief and his family, and all his friends are depressed, and they're looking back all of the atrocities they've committed throughout the journey, and they
Sounds like
become one
Searchers.
with. Hmm?
I said sounds like Searchers. I was kidding.
Oh, I never saw that. But when you watch it, you get to see the journey and the growth of the characters, right? Now, I'm not downplaying the moral ambiguity of Robert Ford and Jesse James, or the Ford brothers, or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I told you, on the technical side, the acting, the writing, that all stuff was good. I have nothing against it, right? What I am saying though is, you guys are praising this movie when this movie did the same thing. You just
It did
don't.
not do the same thing. This
It
is a more
did.
It's
personal
very
story.
different.
The difference is this one is shorter and this one is longer and more drawn out. That's the only difference. This movie is drawn out.
No, I mean there's a lot more trust in us. No offense, there's a lot more trust in the assassination of Jesse James because it doesn't, as Sergey said, there are a lot of other westerns that have had a harrowing scene. That's not the case with this film. It's a film that it draws you in slowly. Like the train scene doesn't happen until 20 minutes in. If it was Hostiles,
I
it would have been the
realized.
opening. It would have been if
I-
it was Hostiles, it would have been the opening scene. Except they would have cut the train scene. They would have just started the scene where the guy's getting his head bashed in. It would have been like, "See, are you into this film now?" And it's like, no. This film's more methodical. Hostiles, I didn't think it was methodical. I just thought it was a film that lost its way by the end. Like I said, I saw it over 7 years ago. That year, I saw 180 films in 2018. It was middle of the pack. Like I
was looking forward to seeing that movie.
Me
because
too.
it had Rosamund Pike, Christian Bale, Wes Studi, who was in Last of the Mohicans, which I really liked him in that.
A lot of westerns.
So it was kind of underwhelming when I finished watching it.
Jonathan Majors is also in it. Interesting. I forgot
He is.
Yeah.
Bill Camp's in it. He's underrated. Stephen Lang. Oh, Timothy Chalamet's in it too. Jesse Plemons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just gets even more disappointing when you hear that.
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of comments. Ace Platt says, I've not seen 2 or 3 regarding Godfather. Would definitely recommend part 2. Priscilla says, I saw Godfather 3 on Christmas Day 1990 with my mom without having seen the first 2 at the time. I was 16, don't come at, and I thought it was bad. Honestly, I've had similar experiences where a couple of my friends have seen a movie despite having not seen the predecessors. I'm trying to think what the most recent example of that was. Oh, shout out to Kevin. You guys know Kevin. He saw Avengers Endgame with me, but he only had seen, I think, Black Panther. Like, he didn't even see Infinity War. He hadn't seen really any of the other Marvel
What's
movies.
what you would prefer, though?
Well, going right into Endgame, I mean, that's bold. He was able to follow along, so I was like, okay, I guess the film did its job. Like, he was able to follow along, no problem.
Thumbs up superhero movies, huh?
Thumbs up. But, so yeah, I'm not coming at you, so I get it. Sometimes, especially if you're with family, it's like, oh, I want to see this, and I haven't seen the other ones. It's like, you don't have time, though, to watch them, so it's like, all right, I guess I'll watch them. Andrew also says, oops, got to bounce. Just want to tell Chad that I finally found a cinema here that might screen one battle after another. It's on their marquee, set for release next Friday. Oh, that's awesome. I'm very curious to hear how it's going to play overseas. I don't think it's going to play well because Sinners did extremely well in America, but overseas, Marv and I, we both were on the same page in terms of like overseas, where it's like they don't seem to.
They don't like black performers.
I was gonna say you should say it.
They probably replaced both Michael B. Jordans with somebody else.
Yeah,
it's like Jordan Peterson. So, guys, let me tell you. I'm sorry. I'll be
a racist planet we live on.
Yeah, unfortunately,
and America now too.
Yeah. That orange man, he's really. Andrew Lay, their website said it's 162 minutes long, but I don't know how much government censorship might cut. Yeah, because I know other countries cut out. I was gonna say nudity. There isn't any nudity. There is some sexual content, mostly early on. I feel like if you cut that out, though, it's pretty important. Not only is it funny, actually, Marv's gonna hate that scene. But I thought it was pretty funny.
Why is Tiana going to be naked?
No, there's no nudity. That's my point. There's no nudity.
But why was that going to be the difference maker for you?
Is she going to be locking lips?
With Leo?
Yeah.
I mean, she does a little bit.
So, because Grace said it was a lot of hanky panky. That was her term. She said the first act has a lot of hanky panky. That's what she said.
Of course she does. Of course she did.
She hasn't been late.
There is so much hanky panky.
Stop hating women, dude. It's not right.
Oh my.
That's
There's
toxic,
not that
man.
much hanky panky. Oh my goodness. The fact that that movie is being called having a lot of hanky panky, it's like,
She
really?
said she loved the movie. She just said it had a lot of hanky panky in the first act.
Hanky panky, no bueno.
Did she say that about Caught Stealing too? There's a lot of
Probably.
hanky panky in the beginning. Because
Man,
I'd say
she
that
just
one
said
probably you can consider.
that movie sucked.
Oh my goodness. Here we
But
go.
that has a lot of hanky panky.
Well, to be fair, I liked Zoe, so
She looked
yeah,
good in that movie.
she did look good. She did look good in that movie.
I mean, I guess that's see, I guess that's the thing. I didn't really think there was that much hanky panky and caught stealing for me personally, but you guys know me. You guys know me though. Like, I'm not someone where it's like, oh my goodness, there's nudity or oh, there's sexual content. I'm one that's like, okay, it's
Chad's like, the whole movie was not nudity. I do not like this movie.
yeah. I judge it based on like Salo. I'm like, okay, is the movie like Salo or is it like Toy Story?
I would have.
Like,
Chad was expecting The Dreamers.
I haven't seen that movie yet, but I think you said it's
love
similar.
that
Like
movie.
you said, it's similar like Itu Mama Tambien, right?
I think it's more. It's similar, but yeah, there's more nudity in The Dreamers.
I love Itu Mama Tambien. I thought that was great. Dreamers, I do kind of want to watch because it is a Bernardo Bertolucci film, from what I understand. So I do want to check it out at some point. But yeah, I'm personally like, when I think hanky panky, I think like Wolf of Wall Street almost, where it's like it's a lot. Where it's okay, yeah, I see why a lot of people are talking about this. But something like Caught Stealing one bad after another, I'm like, oh my goodness, they're kissing. Woo-hoo. So be still, my heart.
That was Chad 10 years ago.
That was I would say yes. 10 years ago, Chad, yes. But now I'm just like, dude, we're human. Like, if you believe in the Bible, thousands of years ago, people were naked on the earth. So it's like, come on.
They had a leaf covering all their parts, okay?
That's a good point. I mean, how much hanky panky in biblical times do you think there was? Hey, I said it 7 years ago. I got a lot of backlash in my Samson review, but I'm telling you, HBO, the Bible, that would be something. But it would lose a lot of its audience. There's nudity. Yeah, it's literally in the Bible. Heaven forbid. Anyways, Godzilla, I haven't seen Jesse James. Oh, wait, my apologies. I have seen Jesse James once, and I thought it was a solid film. Not great, but like 3.5. Lots of good actors in it. See, that's more respectable than a 2 out of 5. I can work with that.
Hostiles is a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
I gave it, I think, I gave it, I think.
I think I gave it 2. I think I gave it 2.5 out of 5.
Okay, I can see that. That's like
when you watch a ton of westerns, it just kind of falls somewhere in the middle. So
yeah, if I did a ranking of all the westerns I've seen since I was like,
that is one of my favorite westerns. I like it better than True
towards
Grit.
the bottom.
I like it better than True Grit.
I look at all the westerns I've seen, which I have recorded. It's probably towards the bottom.
I probably like it as much as I like 310 to Yuma.
No. Well, for you, maybe, but definitely not. All right, 173 westerns.
That's something.
And it is.
Oh, Marv's got a couple. Can't Articulate says, hello, all. Can't Articulate, good to hear from you, man. Have you seen Assassination of Jesse James? Let us know in the comment section down below. Also, Bootzilla, this is for you, Marv. Django, come on, Marv.
I said I was joking.
He also says, favorite scene besides the obvious scene would be the train robbery scene and the scene when Jesse tells Robert, ain't he something at the table? Oh, yeah, that is a great scene.
So I have it 141 over 173. It's a little better than that film Geronimo. I do have it higher than the original Magnificent Seven. I'd say it's like on par with the new Magnificent Seven, like grade wise.
I think I gave it around the same grade. They're both competent, classically made movies.
It's better than the Kevin Costner Wyatt Earp, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, that was a slog to get through. Oh, by the way, Brazil also says a Western that I've always enjoyed when it comes on TBS or something is The Quick and the Dead, another movie with a good cast, Leo Hackman.
That is a fun movie.
Yeah, I
very
enjoyed that.
cheesy at times. It's what's his name directing? Sam Raimi.
Oh yeah.
But it's it's clearly trying to be the good, the bad, and the ugly, but it's
like
fun.
Raimi style. Yeah, I had fun with it.
Gene Hackman's
Jason Forster, I think this is towards you, Marv. Why the Terrence Malick? The Thin Red Line is a masterpiece, one of the best war films ever made. I'm not hating on. I mean,
I don't like Terrence Malick, and I'm not gonna act like I do. This movie felt like it was made by Terrence Malick, and that's probably why. This is probably why I hate
that is a compliment.
Marv has seen a grand total of one. Terrence Malick.
No,
I like Terrence Malick. Thin Red Line is in my top 25. I love the film. Tree Life's also my top 25, and then The New World is
That's his best movie.
I like The New World. The New World is cool.
And that's the only one you've seen, right?
No, I saw The Tree of Life.
You saw The Tree of Life?
Yeah, I hated it.
Of course. That makes sense.
I would have paid to see Marv watch The Tree of Life.
That was brutal. Yeah.
You were also, I mean, that was 14 years ago. So you were what, 18?
I didn't see it then. I saw it probably 2016, 2017.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What made you watch it after so many years? Because I know in 2011, like you were watching movies like in theaters week to week.
No, you forget I watch movies at Movie Stop. I used to get movies from Movie Stop for cheap.
Good point. Yeah, I mean, Tree Life's not for everyone. There's a reason why I haven't had the balls just yet to have a movie night for that movie, because I mean, I remember when Sergey told me he was going to be watching it, I was kind of like, I was nervous because some of my friends, they're like hardcore movie buffs.
It was good.
They weren't the biggest fans of it, but I also think it's because they saw the theatrical cut. Sergey saw the director's cut, and I do think that is the complete version. That's the one I gave a 5 out of 5 personally. I didn't give the theatrical cut because there's a lot of stuff that's missing that the extended cut fills in the blanks. It's like, okay, that's really cool. So, but sorry, I cut you off, sir. You were saying?
Oh yeah, it was solid. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoy most of his films. At least I appreciate the filmmaking, which is he makes some of the most visually breathtaking movies. So I at least appreciate that, even if I don't like the story as much.
I think the only one you didn't like was Days of Heaven, right?
Yeah, I did not like that movie.
Yeah,
that's the only one I gave less than like 3.5. I think everything else has been somewhere in that range or higher.
I knew you weren't like, I love Days of Heaven, like on a rewatch, but I said to myself, I'm like, Sergey is really into photography, and I'm like, I don't think he's gonna like the story or the characters, but he has to at least see the cinematography, because I'm like, this is like god tier cinematography. It's on another level, especially like the behind the scenes, the fact that the golden hour they spent like 10 minutes every day setting up all the shots for that and just getting it. I'm like, that's insane.
Every Terrence Malick film has grass, by the way.
Yes.
Rustling of grass, Southern people narrating.
That might be why his film about Jesus has been put off for so long, because he's probably like, how are they going to accept the Southern Jesus? What is the cup of life if not something to drink from my disciples? No, I'm excited for that film, but I don't know when that's going to come out. It was originally supposed to come out this year, but he's still editing away. So, but Jason, if you're still in the chat or if you come back to it, I love Terrence Malick. Some of his films I'm not the biggest fan of. His post Tree of Life work, I wasn't the biggest fan of. Outside of A Hidden Life,
I do like that one. That's probably my second favorite film.
It's a good one. I like it. Marv's
I love the score. That's probably one of my favorite scores of all time.
James Newton Howard. Marv's the only one that's not a fan of him, but it's only because he's 1 for 2. Which isn't bad. It's not a bad rating. But yeah, if you come back to this, Jason, just keep that in mind. And also, I also should keep this in mind. I got a bunch of subscribers through those one battle after another videos, so they might not know our like rapport and everything. How we like bust each other's balls a lot. So just bear that in mind if you guys get to that point that's the case. We try to have fun with these. That's why we're very reactionary. Although a lot of them are genuine. Like when Marv says something, as he would say, out of pocket, I'm just like, but I'm the reactionary one. Marv, I don't think I've said anything, Marv, on here that's taking you aback, right?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know what you're talking about, Chad.
Like for example, with this movie, where you're like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the score. Like I was taken aback where I was like, he doesn't like the score.
That was one of my compliments.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah, I don't like the score.
Sergey's like a good in between where he's like, all right, let's see how this is gonna play out between these two.
Whose side am I taking today?
Whose side am I on?
I just know, man. It doesn't give me pleasure to come on here and rag about movies. I don't like ragging on movies. It's not fun for
Well,
me.
get used to it. 90 some more movies to go.
Although I
guess.
will say that
I will see movies that won't be.
I will say the next couple Marv will like, although there are a couple post Batman Begins. So the next ones we have Avengers Infinity War, Back to the Future, Batman Begins, and then the next three is where things are going to get dicey. We have Before Sunrise, which
I don't mind that. I'm ready for that. I can do that.
You're gonna absolutely hate these characters.
Yeah.
No,
Spoiler alert, Sergey and I love the movie.
I'm not saying I'm going to love it or not love it. What I am going to say is that I've always been intrigued to watch those. So I'm going in. I already think that they're going to be like I think it's going to be a dumb love story, but because I love Ethan Hawke, I'll probably be on board.
I've heard that some people think the characters are a little pretentious.
They probably are. More than likely because of the type of movie it is and the type of traction that it gets. I'm willing to bet that they are pretentious and that the movie is. But I'll just go into it and just watch it. Like I feel like when I rented Suspiria, the original Suspiria, I watched it because it's a horror classic. I was told that, listen, you got to watch this one. It's a gem. You have to watch it. I watched it. I didn't think too much of it. I do like it more than the remake, right? But my point being is that even though this movie might be pretentious and the characters might be pretentious and uninteresting, I still feel like I have to watch these, especially because they are part of a genre that I love the most. Romantic comedy. Even though this is probably an anti-romantic comedy.
I would say it's one of the most realistic. Again,
Yeah.
I don't want to turn this into a Before Sunrise episode, but I would definitely say it's one of the most realistic. I'll get into it more. Sergey and I, we again don't want to get into too much, but Sergey and I, we both have, I feel like, a pretty interesting relationship with the film. But again, we'll save that for that episode.
But
and
hold
then,
on, so it's how many? That's four. That's four good movies coming up.
I mean, we love it, but that for you, that's going to be
it will still be good conversation.
It's going to be we'll see. And then Birdman, you haven't seen Birdman yet, right?
Oh yeah, Birdman.
I haven't, but the same thing. I feel like I have to watch it, and I'm excited to do so.
Can we watch that together, Marv?
Maybe I'll tell you. But keep going. I want to hear the list.
I love Birdman. Sergey loves Birdman. Birdman's great. And then this is
you won't be bored with Birdman because the camera's always on the move in that film.
Yes, a lot of long takes. I love the humor. Personally, I think the humor is utterly hilarious.
You'll be surprised, but a lot of people that I know have seen Birdman and like it. So
that's another movie with a long title.
Yes,
we just call it Birdman. We're not calling it
the ignorance of virtue and something. I forget.
That's a pretentious title. The same with this movie. This is a pretentious title. They could have just called the Assassination.
Okay. Yeah, but the whole. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that.
Don't get into it. You won't win.
I'm not going to get into that. The next one is Your Best Friend, the director that you absolutely love.
Who?
Spike Lee's Black Klansman.
Oh,
okay. I can get with that. So that's what, 6 or 7 movies. Hold on.
I think politically, it's a good time to rewatch that movie.
Hold on. You said Avengers: Infinity War, Batman Begins, Back to the Future, Before Sunrise. What was the other one? What was the other one?
Birdman, Black
Birdman.
Klansman,
Right, that's
and then
six.
the Blade Runner. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have a
What?
really good run. I feel like where things are going to get dicey for you is Citizen Kane.
No, I'm excited to watch that too.
You're gonna hate that
Really?
movie.
So that's what, 8 movies so far. Keep
I'm,
going.
I'm placing bets on that one. We're going to place
What's the
bets.
what's the next one?
So after that, we have Collateral, which we all really
9.
enjoy.
That's a great run. All right, what's after
Uh,
that?
Dances with Wolves.
Oh, I love
Or
that movie.
that's 10. That's a great run. Oh, I'm
That's
excited.
better
Usually,
than Hostels, and
Hold up.
Hostels draws inspiration from that film.
Hold up. What's 11? What's 11 and 12?
and then we have Django Unchained, and then Drive.
Yeah. In Drive, we're at 13 movies. I'm about to have a ball for the next 3 months.
Chad, I really did like this movie.
Hold up. You don't like Django?
No, I said
No.
Chad's gonna hear you say I didn't like this movie.
I love Django. I love the movies on that list that I've seen. I love, and the ones that I haven't seen, I'm very intrigued
keep
to check
in
out.
mind, keep in mind, we might have a situation there, Marv, where similar like American Beauty, where you used to love it, and then you rewatch and you're like 3 out of 5, and I'm like, oh no.
But here's the deal though. Was that a bad conversation? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it was bad. It was very. I was like, oh. I was happy
But is
Sergey loved it.
but hold on. I like to say something. Isn't that the whole point of what this is all about? We're just having dialogue about these pictures that we love or at least intrigued by. I still would say that American Beauty deserves its place in film history. You would agree with that, right?
Well, obviously, yeah.
Exactly. So it's nothing was taken from that movie. I just don't feel as overwhelmed positively about it like as I used to. But it still deserves its place in history. I'm not taking anything away from it. And we had a good discussion about it. And I'm really looking forward to the next 3 months. The lineup that you just provided was so exciting for me just to talk about, just to have conversations about. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait.
No, I mean, I
Someone's
am
got to
too.
challenge Marv. Then someone's got to hate the movie.
I don't think anything that was named so far I'm going to hate. I'm actually
I would say the
this
next month or so, that's when things are going. The next couple months are when I'm going to get my popcorn out. Like we have when we get to the H's, the first one is Halloween 1978. So usually
I'm ready
Sergey
for
sits
that.
back. But I'm saying usually Sergey sits back and
I mean, I
watches.
gave it 3 out of 5. Okay, I know I give a lot of hate for that movie, but
I'm gonna sit back and I'm just gonna watch the sparks fly. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Watch what sparks fly. I'm really happy right now because I feel like we've gotten through a really bad part of the list. I think that we've made it through. It's been agony. It was agony to watch this movie. It was agony to watch. What was the one that we watched? Oh yeah, that's right. A Clockwork Orange. That was horrid. And I watched it with my babies and I couldn't we still was,
Yeah,
oh God. I hate that
they
movie.
enjoyed it more than you.
yeah.
They did
I
not
love the
enjoy it.
Clockwork Orange.
What was I saying? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. What was after you said Collateral? What else? What else, Chad? What's after Collateral?
Well, I don't want to go through the whole list, but we have
Is
Dances with
this
Wolves and
Children of Men?
Dances with Wolves, by the way, get ready for a 4-hour movie.
Okay.
Unless you choose the shorter cut.
Is Children of Men after Collateral?
No, it would be before. We're going alphabetically. So we have Casino Royale, Children of Men, Citizen Kane. Which, by the way, Bootzilla says this is pretty funny. Mar watching Citizen Kane, get your popcorn ready.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I feel like we have 20 weeks of good movie dialogue coming up. I'm so excited.
No. I mean, I'm very excited too. I was telling Sergey before we started, I will be rewatching Avengers: Infinity War.
Hmm.
So I'm excited. It's been over 5 years. So
That is insane. That is insane. I can't believe
I
it.
kind of want to start watching all of them from the first movie, but I don't have time for that.
I was gonna say, yeah.
If you want to do I got a mini version of that. All you have to do is watch Iron Man, Avengers
Yeah.
1, 2, uh Captain America
Avengers
3.
2.
Yeah, hold on, listen. Iron Man 1, Avengers 1, Avengers
Not Age of
2.
Ultron.
Yeah, Event Age of Ultron, and
What?
it's good. Watch it or rewatch it. Now listen, hear me out. Iron Man 1, Avengers 1, Avengers 2, Captain America 3, Infinity War. It goes
What
right
happened to
into
Winter Soldier?
from an Avengers storyline standpoint,
Okay.
they flow right together. Because remember, Captain America 3 is eventually it's actually it's Avengers movie. Light
Wow.
Avengers Light. But uh I would say, mind you, I think what you'll find is Avengers 2 is miles better than Avengers 1 on rewatch. But you have to discover that for yourself.
Mm,
Phil
I
Mental
don't
made a
know
video
about
about it,
that.
and it's watch them both, and you can watch Phil Mental's video about it.
I
It's
remember what is it? One of the Skarsgård brothers just being naked in the movie for like half the film, and then
really
an annoying Kat Dennings. Am I remembering the same movie, or is
I
it
think
I
that
think
something
you're
was
else?
talking about
Thor. I
Thor.
think that was Thor
That's Thor
too.
2. That's Thor 2.
Okay. Okay.
I know. As soon as you were saying, I was like, "Oh yeah, that was." I think that was the first. Or no, that was the second Marvel movie where I was like, I'm not vibing with this." By the way, Bootzilla also says these are all jokes. Marv, got nothing but respect for you.
No,
We do
thanks,
too.
man.
We do too. But Marv, sometimes you drive me closer to drinking. I tell you.
I feel the same way, man.
Let's keep it up. Let's keep it up.
But we have like 20 good weeks ahead of us. These last ones were so hard to get through, man. But I'm really excited about the future. You guys thought I was gonna hate these movies. Watch,
Yeah,
I'm going to 3-star probably all of these movies. 3 stars and up, all of the movies coming out.
you're gonna
Avengers is 3.
No,
you're,
Avengers Infinity War is 5. I'm
you're
saying
gonna 3-star Batman Begins.
that's not what I said. Listen, I said I'm going everything going forward will be 3 stars and up.
Oh, okay.
What's the 3-star movie?
Well, I'm willing to bet that I
Citizen
won't go
Kane.
Nah,
probably so.
Citizen Kane is gonna be 0.
That's I'm telling you, you think you're having your I
Citizen
love
Kane
that
is Citizen
I love
Kane is going to be my go-to. Where when Marv is like, when I'm like, "Hey Marv, see, politics have been in films for 80 plus years. What do you know?"
but I never said that they weren't. I'm not paying attention to it. I don't notice it and I don't care anything about it. That's all I'm saying. It's not anything I'm looking for.
That might have some hindrance then to your enjoyment of Citizen Kane because it's following a new. Actually, I'm not going to spoil anything. We'll talk about it when we get
Without
to it.
spoiling anything, what are you talking about? Without spoiling anything. Like the I guess the short version.
I mean, the short version is he's the. I guess the short version is, without spoiling anything, is our president. That's his favorite movie. Need I say more?
Rosebud.
Yes. 'Cause I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
You'll find out when you see the movie. He basically has a actually. I'll talk about it more when we're focusing on that movie, but he has some really bad takes with that movie, like jarringly, where it's like, dude, you have never seen a movie before, have you? Like,
Who? Who? Trump?
yeah.
I think he said it's his
Oh,
favorite film.
it's his favorite movie, but there's one thing he has an issue with. Again, we'll talk about it with Citizen Kane. He has one issue with it, and it's like it's a terrible take. Like it makes Grace Randolph seem like she has amazing takes, like some of the best ever. It's bad. It's really bad. I saw it recently, and I was like, wow, that's room temperature IQ. But like I said, we'll talk about that with the Citizen Kane episode. Also, Godzilla, I did not forget. I was just based on the topic we were going. Chad, what did you think of Task so far after episode 2? I'm really liking it. I thought episode 2 was quite good. Still love episode 1. That's my favorite. But episode 2 I thought was really, really strong. Are either of you two watching Task or
No, not really.
does
Are
take
you
place?
guys still keeping up with Alien?
I haven't watched it yet.
I didn't see this week's
I
episode.
tried to watch it and I couldn't get into it. I tried to watch it 3 times and
There we
Holy,
go.
I couldn't do it. But
holy.
I'm going to still watch it. I feel like I have to get past the first episode and I'll be good.
Oh, you've only seen the
It's-
first episode?
I
The
can't get
second
past it.
episode, from what I remember, is better than the first.
I can't get past the first episode. I can't.
Yeah, I didn't really like it either. So
It's a solid show. It's not at the same level as Fargo.
I've heard
Right.
it's one of the greatest shows, but the problem is it gets greater. People have told me it gets greater the longer you watch it. I just can't get past the first episode. I've heard episodes 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Mostly 4 and 6 are the greatest episodes of TV in the
oh my
last
god.
decade. I've heard that. I've heard it. I've heard it.
Did they start watching TV yesterday?
No, I've heard it, dude. I've heard people say like this show is going to be solidified as one of the greatest shows of all time. I've seen it. Okay, people have told me, "Have you seen Alien?" I'm like, I'm trying to watch it, man.
Look,
So
I like it, but no.
No.
I was
Like
told
amongst
episodes
the
4
newer
and 6.
shows, I would even say Shogun maybe can give a run for its money, but
Shogun's great. Shogun was excellent. All about communication. Oh, so good. That's a really good show. Did you see that, Marv?
Nah,
Well, it's a great show. You might think it's boring, but it's a great show.
I don't think it's. No, I did watch it actually. I don't think it's boring. It's actually really well made. I just can't watch it because I don't want to read subtitles. If they have a dub version, I'll watch it.
You can't
Do they
be
have a-
something. Have we not had a foreign movie in here?
Ooh, that's actually that's a good question. Let me do a real quick one.
If that's the case, you better hope it has a dubbed version.
No,
It's gonna ruin it.
that's
I
gonna
will. I'm only going to watch.
especially Shogun. Shogun is all about communication and miscommunication. That's well, we have Parasite.
Parasite.
Let me see if Parasite has a dubbed version.
Oh my gosh! I mean, Netflix if it's on there, maybe.
Parasite dubbed version.
Is Parasite? Yeah, that's legit. I think the only international film we have.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, we do have Italian films, but they're
English.
yeah, they're English. Like Good Band.
So it doesn't have a dub. That's unfortunate.
No, but there you might have issue, Marv, with the what they're called spaghetti westerns. But we'll save that for the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly discussion.
What's wrong with reading subtitles though?
I don't think there's anything wrong.
I don't think it's wrong. I
Then
don't
why
think
don't you
there's anything
like?
wrong with it. I just don't like it. I just don't like it.
But you read comic books.
Like,
Thank you.
only
Bootzilla said it
time
best. Bootzilla said, "Do not watch Shogun dubbed ever."
What is it?
Thank you. I agree with this. Like,
I will gladly watch it dubbed.
if they're all think about it. If they're all speaking English, then there's no miscommunication. It's going to make no sense whatsoever. The whole point is that they're speaking different languages and that they have to have an interpreter. Why is there an interpreter if they're all speaking English? Can you interpret this? I'm speaking the same language.
There's been several movies where they chose to to have it in English, and I'm like, this is not making sense.
Yeah,
it was one of the war movies I was watching.
I will get the point, but yeah, I need the dub
Empire
version
of
of
the Sun,
Shogun.
was it?
If I get a dub version of Shogun, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the greatest show of all time, and I will watch it religiously. Let me look that up right now. Actually,
Marv, you're getting me one step closer to hymns, like needing 2 dosages of hymns every day instead of just one. Bootzilla says, and I agree with this: OE sub, never dub. Also, wrapping things up, bringing it back to Assassination of Just Skins by Kyle Rabbit Forward.
So yeah,
I gave it a 5 out of 5.
Have a dub version. It has a dub version. I want to watch it.
That's ridiculous. So I gave it a 5 out of 5. Sergey, what do you give Assassination?
I gave it 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Marv, what about you?
That's what he gave it.
That's what he gave it.
Silence. Yeah, I gave The Last Emperor is the one I had a bit of an issue with the dubbing being in English.
I think that one, it wasn't necessarily the dubbing. It was just that they had actors that wasn't their first language. So I forget.
I would have much rather had it be in Cantonese.
I definitely understand. I definitely understand that criticism. I think the
Same thing
reason why
with
they
Memoirs of a Geisha. That's another one.
they did that too.
What's in English?
Oh, really? I haven't seen
From
it.
what I remember, it was in English.
Yeah, I mean, I get that because they, similar to Marv, they know that if it's all subs, then people won't watch
The
it.
early 2000s, I kind of understand. It was a little hard to sell it. Now I feel like it's more popular in the mainstream with Netflix, mostly.
Yeah, well, Netflix has really popularized the whole dubbed. Unfortunately, I mean, think about it. A show, what was it? Squid Games. That's a show that's South Korean,
Yeah.
and there are versions out there where you can watch it dubbed, and it's like, I personally I don't understand it. 10 years ago, I maybe would have, but now I'm just like, I'd rather
I
watch
mean,
it.
if there is a limitation where you only know one language and you can't read in English, then yeah. Or if you can't read in that whatever language they offer subtitles, I
That's a
guess.
good point, but I feel like with Netflix, they also do have a lot of different like subtitles that you could technically choose from what I remember. I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't really watched too much stuff with
Yeah.
Netflix. Like,
Physical media though does limit you to like French and Spanish. Some of the
depending on the region that you.
UK imports, they'll have some more options, but yeah.
That's a good point. By the way, as we're wrapping things up, everyone, next week I'll probably be doing a live stream by myself because I just recently got 2,000 subscribers, which is pretty awesome for myself. So I'll be doing a video answering all questions that you guys might have. That'll be next week because next Wednesday, I'll be busy, and that's the one day Marv can do. So next week, the three of us will not be live streaming, but it gives us time to rewatch Avengers Infinity War, at least for Marv and myself. So we'll be probably live streaming next October 1st around the same time. So stay tuned for that. But I appreciate everyone for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Sergey, who, from what I recall, you're like, what, 2-3 subscribers away from 1,000?
Yeah, I think like 4.
That's awesome. So get them to that 1,000. Also, Marv has started posting videos again. Praise thee. So be sure to follow him as well. I have the links down below. And as always, guys, I appreciate you guys being on the channel. And to all my subscribers, thank you for watching. And we will see you guys in a couple weeks.